Hello guys, Ivan here, and in this video I'm going to show you the all-new 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLE Coupé, and yeah, this is fantastic. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you are notified for all new videos, and also you can like this video and comment down below what do you think about this car and which one do you prefer, the GLE Coupé or next to it the GLE SUV or maybe the G-Class, which we have here at the dealer on the building. So this is Designo Diamond White Bright paint on this particular car. So this is the test car, but at the moment it's not allowed to have a test drives because we just reopened the showrooms after the several weeks of them being closed. And here we can see next to each other the GLE Coupé and also GLE SUV. So there are some differences mainly in the back of the vehicle because the SUV Coupé segment is really popular in the recent years. So that's why almost every brand now wants to have this shape. So this is the second generation of the GLE Coupé here at the Mercedes-Benz, and we have a night package as you can see. And also these side steps. So the GLE doesn't have these side steps as you can see, only the GLE Coupé, and that's because this car wasn't spec'd with it. Obviously you can spec it if you want. So yeah, that's also a possibility. Both of these cars have AMG line package at the exterior. We have also multi-beam LED headlights, and these headlights can cut out oncoming traffic, etc. So let me know how do you like the front part of this vehicle, and I really like it. It looks a lot more aggressive than the previous generation, and diamond pin grille at AMG line. Before it was only for the AMGs, but now it is for the AMG line Mercedes-Benz vehicles. So really cool, and the GLE doesn't have the night package, so you will see the differences a little bit. So where is a black, high gloss black around the windows for example, or in the middle of the rims, there is a chrome on the GLE. So yeah, I'm recording voiceover because it was super windy and I also wore a mask on my face. So yeah, it's better to do voiceover for you guys. So 275/50 R20 are these Pirelli P0 Mercedes original tires. And yeah, this is the tire compound. The GLE next has a different tires. So there are several tire brands which are fitted at the factory. So this car is produced only in the United States in Tuscaloosa, or yeah, let me know how it's pronounced, in the Alabama state of the United States of America. And you can see 84 LED. So this car has a lot of diodes. As you can see, it can cut out ongoing traffic and follow in traffic very well. So with these lights you have almost like a daylight during night drives, but especially outside of the cities where you don't have the street lights. So here are Continental Tires, and yeah, as I said, there are different tire brands. Most of the time I can see Pirelli, Continental and Michelin at the Mercedes-Benz and AMG vehicles fitted from the factory. And also we can see these strong power domes on the bonnet. Take a look at these metallic flakes. This paint is just wonderful. Maybe on some pictures it looks like it's like a creamy, but in person it looks very nice, like a pearl effect. So it's not, it doesn't look cheap. So here we can see I set the car in a lower suspension setting. So automatically if you set it in the normal mode you have a 0 level. Then if you go into sports mode, then you go into -1, so the car is lowered. Then if you go into off-road mode you are actually going into the +1, so the suspension is raised. And you can see here, I'm gonna show you the difference. So this is the sports mode, and on the GLE I think this is off-road mode because for the comfort it would be too high. So yeah, either comfort or off-road mode. So there is a significant difference, around 6 centimeters. And here we can see the rear of the GLE Coupé. You can see also the parking lights. So they have new design, and also the shape is new now compared to the previous. You can see on the right side at the parking space there is a previous generation, the first generation of the GLE Coupé. So you can see here this is more shaped like a coupe, and the classic GLE is more like a family SUV. You have also this prominent C-pillar on the GLE, and also around the exhaust, and also the rear lights, you can see they look different, completely different. So yeah, coupe looks more sporty, more stylish, we can say, and GLE is more like a family car. So here we can see the night package, and here is a classic package, not night package. So around the exhaust there is either high gloss black or a chrome trim, and also inside of the wheels there is a more black on the AMG line car, which has a night package. So you can see here the tail lamps, so they have like two segments. So with AMG vehicles you have also like a lip on the boot. Here for the Mercedes-Benz you don't have this, but maybe you can add it on yourself if you want. That's not a big issue, but don't attach the AMG badge on the Mercedes-Benz vehicles because it's not necessary. So overall I'm a big fan of this design, and if I have to choose I would choose the coupe. So when we open the fuel cap we can see here the tire pressures, and depending how much is the load of the vehicle. And in this particular car there is a diesel and AdBlue. You will not see this in the USA because you don't have the diesel variants over there. So mirror caps are black, but the handles are always chrome, even if you have a night package. The Carl Benz, there is a signature on the windshield. So overall, really like a, I would say, muscular design. And also one big difference between the GLE SUV and GLE Coupe is that the GLE Coupe is 6 centimeters shorter at the wheelbase, so it behaves more sporty in the corners. So that's also a big difference. So we can see here the engine. So this is a very well known 3.0 liter diesel engine for Mercedes-Benz, and this can be 350D or 400D. And then you can have also 350DE, which is a plug-in hybrid, which will have around 100 kilometers of the range. And then there are 53 and 63S AMG variants. And in the US, I think you will have a similar engine variants as with the GLE SUV. So that's 350, 450, and then 580, which is a V8. So we can now check out the interior. And here we have the AMG line interior with the wood decor. We have also Burmester sound system, fully electric seats. And this is the new cockpit with MBUX, Mercedes-Benz user experience. And this is the black Nappa leather with perforation because these seats are also ventilated and also heated. So we have also digital panels. So we can close the door now. So let's take a look at this interior. When you close the door, you will see this animation. So here we can see this is not a GLE on the display. This is the A-Class actually. And this is the key fob. So probably this is the pre-production model. So there are little changes to these vehicles. But if you purchase your vehicle, you should have the animation of the GLE on the display. So these seats are fully electric. We have also all new steering wheel, which we can find in other Mercedes-Benz AMG line vehicles as well. We have also the wood decor. This is, I would call this like a classic European spec, because in Europe there is very popular to have a black interiors, maybe with the like aluminum trim, but overall the black leather is really popular overall in the SUVs in Europe and also overall in the interiors. So the steering wheel is electric, so you can move it around and you can set it for your position. The driving position is really good, and I drove the classic GLE, the SUV variant, and I can tell you that the driving with this car is amazing. Right now it's not possible to drive, so the driving video will follow when it will be possible by the government. So we can open the sunroof. This is like a half sunroof because you cannot have a full sunroof because the roof is like sloping because of the design. This is coupe. So this is like a window, sun window, we can say. And on the GLE SUV you have a much larger sunroof, like a panorama roof. And yeah, maybe this is like a sunroof. So overall, this car is just gorgeous with all new technologies, advanced systems, memory seats, electric seats. We have also heated seats, ventilated seats for 3 levels. And when you press the next button here, it has a letter R, so that's right seat. So it means you can actually operate the passenger seat with the same buttons as you would operate your seat. So that's very interesting. And why would you use that? Maybe when you want to shift move around the seat, or maybe when you want to preheat the seat or pre-cool it when you are waiting for a passenger. With the left part on the steering wheel you control the left screen, and with the right part the right head unit. We have also these pedal shifters on the steering wheel, and we have 2 toggles. One is for the transmission on the right side and the left one is for the windshield wipers. So we have several designs for the dashboard. So here we have the sport design, which has like 2 instrument clusters. The definition on the displays is really good. As you can see here now, the sun shines on this. So with these 2 buttons you control the Distronic, and you have 4 levels, separate levels, and you can set the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. You can also change the speed, and you can go home to other menus, which I will show you now. So in the assistance you will see the car which is in front of you, and you can put it on full screen, etc. You have also attention level, so if you drive a lot, so then you have a telephone, navigation, so you can set the navigation at the instrument cluster, between the clusters, as you can see here, or you can set it on the full screen display. So some people like this. I personally am used to look at the navigation at the head unit, but some people told me they prefer this option. So yeah, just to let you know, this is possible to set like this. It's not so easy to operate it with the gloves, but with the fingers it's easy. So here in the trip settings you can see a bunch of information about your consumption, etc. So as you can see, a lot of different parameters. Also you can set it on the full screen if you want. You have radio, media if you connect your phone, and then you have these styles, so you can set the entire infotainment system into the different design modes. So here is a classic. It has like a blue shades, so it's really a classy. Then you have sport and progressive, so we can check out the progressive here. So here you see the AdBlue range, at the service, you can see tires, etc. So this is the newest here, the progressive. You can see when is your service. So as you can see, a lot of information, even the coolant temperature and also the engine oil level. But you need to drive for a few minutes to see the engine oil level. You have also consumption information over the whole period of the car. And the green and yellow, that was a sport mode. This is understated mode, so you don't see almost anything. So this is, yeah, some people like this as well. So also, for example, if you set this display mode, progressive, and you can do this even in classic and sport, you can set what you can see on the left instrument cluster and also at the right instrument cluster. So you can see a bunch of stuff, for example, here like angles. So yeah, this is very good for off-road as well. And the right one, you can also set it up how you want. You can have it, yeah, G-forces, navigation, Distronic Plus, formatting system, how it works, and which wheel is using how much torque, moment. So this is super advanced, and I can tell you I was a big fan of the analog displays, but when I first saw these displays I was like in shock. I was so amazed how beautiful is this. And you can see here also the suspension level. So if you set it in the sport, it will go down into -1, as I was telling you a few minutes ago. Then you can go also into the 0, and you can see here the driving mode, the S in the orange box, that's the sport mode. And you can see here in the middle the steering wheel with the wheels, that's the Touring Plus, the autopilot. And with this dynamic button, you have also here the possibilities. You can see here the individual mode, sport, comfort, eco mode. So in comfort mode, this is in the 0, and in the off-road mode, it goes into the +1, so the whole car is raised to the maximum level. And you will see there that this is up to 110 kilometers per hour. That's around 65-68 miles per hour. So very, very good system. You can also have in the Mercedes-Benz vehicle the e-active body suspension. That's one. Maybe you saw it in the commercial. The car is like a bouncing up and down. So that's really helpful if you're stuck in the sand. And also it's good for fun, maybe to try it on the parking lot, etc. Or while driving slowly. But this car has Airmatic, so that's like classic air suspension. So e-active body is actually a lot more expensive option. So a lot of people choose only Airmatic. So that's sufficient for most of the people. Also e-active body can tilt in the corners, etc. So here I'm showing you the navigation. You have many settings in the navigation. I really like the map orientation in the 3D because it gives you like a real perspective, what you can see actually through the window. Here we have live information about the traffic, etc. So also the augmented reality, this is a good feature as well. And you can see range, traffic incidents, free-flowing traffic, delays, traffic jams. So it's pretty good. I have it also in my A-Class, and it works in the same way here as well. The augmented reality, this is very good because it if you have a route guidance, it shows you on the display here like a live feed from the front camera, and then it shows you like an arrow pointing at the intersection, or where you should go with your car. But it's very good also when you are standing at the traffic lights, and if you are first in the line, then you can actually see on the screen the traffic lights. Because with these new cars, in the middle of the windshield you have a rear view mirror, and around it is like a black plastic surrounding all the cameras and sensors, etc. And then when you are first at the traffic lights, often is the situation that you don't actually see the traffic lights, and you need to like a tilt with your body or your head. And it's this feature actually shows you on the display, so you can sit normally and just look at the display, and you will see when you should go. So these are the seat kinetics. So the seat is moving a little bit back, forward, the backrest or the seat. So that's like a massage, we can say. Here at the ambient lighting you have multicolor options, like 11 multicolor options: ocean blue, purple sky, all these fancy names. As you can see in these handles, they are also illuminated. You have these like a stripe also in the foot area and also in the rear. I will try to drive this car at night, and so you will see how this looks. And you can check out my car at night drive. I will also record more night drive in my car. It's a little bit different, but the color scheme is the same as here. The light is at different places, a little bit different, and here also the vents are illuminated in my car, and here they are not. So it's a little bit different. But all in all, it's really nice. And actually, I can tell you, if you try to drive this car, and then you need to like choose your next car, maybe in a few years, you wouldn't want to go back to a normal car, because I was driving, because after like a few months driving my car, I went to the Kia Ceed. That's like a Kia Cerato in different markets, like a hatchback car. I was driving during the night, and I was like, what something is broken here? But no, it was only because Interior was so like we can say dark. Only the little display was on. Everything else in the interior was like dark because there was no ambient lighting. So for me this is a pretty fantastic feature. But if you are driving outside of the cities, between the cities, like where is not a street lighting on the road, then actually it's too bright at 100% brightness. So you need to lower the brightness, otherwise you can't see properly. Like 100% you cannot see outside of your vehicle. Even with the multi-beams, it's better when you lower the interior light, so you have better visibility. So maybe some animal will go onto the road and you can see it, so or even human, so or other cars, etc. But yeah, mainly humans and people, it's better to see them so you don't crash. So here, check these out, these head-up display. So how fantastic is that? You have so many information, you can change it up. So you can set whatever you want. Almost at these displays you have like a little blue dots. So you can set a bunch of stuff on either section. You have like 3 segments. You can see how the formatting works, Destoring Plus, and etc. So here we have quick access at the system. So every time you press on the button, on the feature, you will see the name of the feature. And we have a very interesting like a feature here. So the car is lowering when entering. So when you enter and open the door, the car will actually lower. So if you're like a short person, that's a very good feature. And also here is a car wash mode. So if you go into the like car wash, the automatic, with the brushes, as you can see, so it will do a bunch of stuff, what you can see on the display. But to me it's better to give the car to like hand wash, because I think it's better for the paint. But yeah, if you have like PPF protection film on the car, then it's not a big deal. You can go into this washing automatic washing box. So yeah, here we can check out also. We have other systems, like when you, for example, go in the city up to 50 kilometers per hour, which is like 30 miles per hour, it actually prevents crashing the car into the pedestrian. So that's very good safety feature, because sometimes people are like crossing the street where they shouldn't, and you don't really want to hit anybody. So yeah, that's really good. And actually I tried it in my car, not tried, but I was a witness of this system working, and it worked really good. And you can set it up how much if you want to have early, medium, or late like warning. So yeah, maybe I can do like a separate video on this system. So let me know in the comments if you're interested. So this is a dual zone AC unit. You can see here you can set up different temperature on the first row, second row, and you can also have the quality of the air. So you can ionize the air, and you can also have like a aroma, the perfume diffuser, into the cabin, into the glove compartment. So that's really useful. And you have other features like hazard lights, and these buttons have really like a premium finish. And with this rest button, if you press it, if you go out from the car, it will also ventilate the interior after you lock the car, or even if you even if it's winter, then it will heat the car from residual heat of the engine. So here in the middle you can cool down or heat up your cup holders, and then you would have a cold or hot drink, and these walls are actually hot or cold. So that's pretty fantastic feature. You have wireless charging for a phone, 2 USB-C ports, 12-volt socket, and yeah, really good and practical. Yeah, in other cars you would have here the transmission, but here the transmission is on the steering wheel, so you have a free space. So actually I like this. It's very practical, and it's like a clean. I'm not really used again with these sticks in the middle, so yeah, I actually prefer this. On this part you only lean your palm, so you can operate the head unit with this touch area, and you can see here the lowering of the suspension. Here if you press this button, you have compartment in the middle of the armrest, USB-C port. You have some space here, so it's actually quite deep, and this armrest is pretty wide, so both you and the passenger can lean their arms there, place their arm, and it's really comfortable. Even in the A class, it's a lot of place in this middle armrest. So here you can set and place this perfume, and you have also like a glove compartment for other things. So there's also very good. The car is really spacious, and even with the panorama roof, we have a lot more light in the cabin. So this is SOS button. You can press it if something happens to you, like emergency, and you need first responders, etc. So here is a mirror with the light, and you also operate the sunroof with the button in the middle. So overall, I'm pretty big fan of this interior. So now I have set the front seat how I would actually drive in my driving position, and now I will sit in the rear so we can check out the rear seats. And actually in the GLE SUV, because it's so large in the back, you can actually have the 7-seat configuration, but here in the GLE Coupé only 5 seats because the rear is cut out like a coupe. So you can see here how much space I have. I have a lot of space for my knees. So even taller people than me can sit here, like no big issue. You can see here also the ambient lighting in the foot area. So this is how the front part looks from the rear. So let me know how gorgeous is this. It's just a fantastic interior and the latest modern interior from Mercedes-Benz. You can also operate the AC here from the rear. Set bunch of stuff like a fan and temperature, etc. You have also USB-C ports here. You can charge your devices for your kids or for your passengers. You can also have the TV here attached, like an infotainment system, but that's optional extra. So the middle armrest, you can fold it down. You have 2 cup holders. So that's pretty fantastic. You can also lock here the child seat. So even this 6 centimeters shorter wheelbase than the GLE, it's quite spacious, and that's like more than 2 inches, the 6 centimeters. And here in the rear, you have actually shaped the roof in a way that I have a lot of space, and I'm 187 centimeters or 6 feet and almost 2 inches. So even taller people than me can actually sit. Not much taller, but little bit, maybe 1 inch taller than me. And that's pretty fantastic feature that I can actually fit here. And yeah, that's really good, because from outside you would say that it's not possible. You have also here the lights and the hook for your jacket or something like that. So let's open the door and we can check out now the boot space. And you would be actually surprised, because from the outside it doesn't look like this is a large boot space. So if you press the Mercedes-Benz badge, the boot will open. It is automatic, and the mechanism is actually really interesting. So you fold it like this. So this is a new mechanism for the coupe boot. This boot is 600 liters large, so it's quite large actually. Similar to the Estates, and BMW X6 has 580 liter boot, so it is slightly less spacious. So if the loading lib is too high for you, you can lower it with this button. You have also spare tire in the lower part. In the boot you have 12 socket, so this folds in 40-20-40 split the rear seats. So I would say this is pretty spacious. So you should be fine with this for most cases, I would say. You can also tow 750 kilo trailer unbraked, and this also has a trailer assist, so we can maneuver with the trailer. So that's very useful, because not many people can do that, reverse especially. So if you press the button, you can close the boot. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Let me know what you think about this GLE Coupé, and what would you choose, the GLE Coupé or the GLE SUV, and which engine variant would you go for. So yeah guys, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, like this video, And guys, stay safe and I will see you soon in the next video. Have a wonderful day.